Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen once again for the best of the best real-time strategy pillars of the genre series. How are you doing? How are you doing? We are Lib from BA once again worldwide to bring you the best of the best analysis, the best of the best real-time strategy genre surprises in this case. Alright. Before we get into the current state of affairs of Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf, first of all, in case you couldn't see it, thank you KChick98 for following the channel and for commenting and caring about the real-time strategy genre, as well as thanks to Carl Martin 1, EVL 20008 and Mr. Juden. The four of you are incredible, and I really appreciate the fact that you care about the real-time strategy genre. Alright, with that out of the way, I have news for you, gentlemen. I have a news for you. In case you didn't know, these are some funny news that I felt compelled to share with all of you. And that is the fact that the European Rust servers were just burnt to the ground. Of course, incidentally, it was an accident. Accidentally, sorry. It was apparently an accident, but I can tell you, how sad I am that the European Rust servers have been burnt. Alright. Well, we still have the North American servers, the Asian servers. I can tell you how sad I am. You can imagine, after reading that the Rust European servers were burnt, you can't imagine how sad I am. Maybe now at least the game will return to its original state before an Indian TV show paid money to streamers to stream to play that extremely niche survival game. Now maybe it will return to its original state, and the true fans of Rust can return to their everyday life, to their normal routine. Alright, so there's that. Secondly, that I wanted to mention, Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf. Let's get to the important thing. The game, as you could see, I wanted to do a general recap. At the beginning it was fun. At the beginning I praised the difficulty, I praised the artificial intelligence of the game, which I still praise. It has an extremely good artificial intelligence regarding the fact that, for example, when you attack the enemy's base, your base gets attacked at that very same moment. So the artificial intelligence knows how to keep you on your toes, knows how to pressure you, forces you to improve your APM, forces you to play the game well. Alright, that's one thing. But the problem that I've been mentioning, maybe today that we have reached the final mission, sorry that yesterday I thought that it was the final mission, it was the second last final mission. Actually, the critical flaw of Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf is the fact that it has an absolute lack of objective variety. All of the missions of the campaign, except for 2 that I played, were simply 1v1s, 1v2s, 1v3, a simple skirmish against the artificial intelligence or 2 artificial intelligences. So, it's a critical flaw which ultimately exposes that Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf was a bit rough around the edges, and all of those mistakes were actually polished and ironed out in the Lord of the Rings War of the Ring. I will talk about all of this during the final analysis that we will do today if we finish the last mission. But I wanted to talk about what's next for the RTS Pillars of the Genre series. You could see during the last 2 or 3 streams that I was a bit tired of Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf. Even so, I played the game till the end to bash it, to criticize it, to praise it. So we'll get to the ending of the campaign before we get to the final analysis. We'll get to the final analysis, and then I have something special for you, gentlemen. Maybe tomorrow or when we finish the campaign, which is the most forgotten real-time strategy gem ever. And I think it will be a perfect example to showcase, to portray the potential that the genre has, and that has been sadly misused. It has been sadly wasted. A lot of wasted potential. And I am pretty sure you will be able to see it once we play this game that I have prepared for you. But for now, let's get to the final analysis. We need to focus on the final analysis for Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf. So, first we'll get to the gameplay. Let's see if we can finish it. I am quite confident we will be able to do so this time around. Hello, Lord Nylas. You are always here to accompany me. Have you devoured any planets today? No, I hope you haven't devoured any planets. Well, let's get to it, gentlemen. Let's get to it. We'll get to the final analysis once we finish. You will notice that yesterday I promised, and I have delivered, that I was going to save you the boring parts, let's call it, which is the tower defense section that I've been telling you. The fact that you have to simply defend your base against waves and waves of enemy attacks from their bases, that come from their bases, and then you have to retaliate. Basically, that's the same structure for every single mission of the campaign, and that's the critical flaw of this game that I've been criticizing. So this time, as you can see, the population cap has been increased to 50. Apparently that's managed by the artificial intelligence. When you progress through the campaign, the population cap increases. So now it's increased to 50. I've already assembled the biggest army yet ever experienced, but as I mentioned yesterday, all of these can get wiped in a single second. So basically, due to the ability of the towers, I had to increase the game speed to maximum. Here you can see it. Now we will lower it, because if we don't do so, the gameplay is literally not enjoyable, especially the combat. Especially the combat is not enjoyable. You don't understand anything. I can't react properly also to the flow of combat, let's call it, because I have to activate the abilities. And you can lose your whole army in a second. So all of this, you have no macros, you have no hotkeys at all. So you need to be extremely careful when you approach a defensive structure. It's a critical flaw as well, a terrible balance issue of the game. The fact that, see, I was at 50 samurai and now I am at 36. I've been experiencing this yesterday. I continued playing after we finished the stream, and I noticed that. So far, the point is that you have to. I will not make you go through the boring part of watching me simply defend my base. Of simply defending my base. So, and then I lose it all in a second. Those guys also kill all of the samurais. It's terrible. They do some kind of poison attack. And this is also poisonous. So a lot of balance issues that the game has. A lot of balance issues that the game has. And as I told you yesterday, I think this is not good for a showcase of the RTS genre, because I want to showcase the virtues, the why the real-time strategy genre shouldn't be dead, and this isn't the proper way to do so. So after we finish this, there will be no skirmish, there will be no there we go. There will be no skirmish, there will be, see, there he kills. There will be no skirmish, no second campaign. And so wait, see, the combat is not enjoyable if I don't decrease the speed. It also has a strange bug that apparently doesn't fix the speed, so you need to save after decreasing the speed, the game speed. But yeah, know that even if you look at all of these samurai, the biggest army that I've ever created, that I've ever assembled in this game, know that all of these can be lost in a second, and that's simply a horrible balance issue, because the worst part of it is that you can lose all of your units in a second because of a defensive structure, and not because, for example, what were they called? The circling mutation, that are suicide units, the green ones that explode. Well, I can't remember how they were called in StarCraft 2. Well, I can't remember. It's been a while since I played StarCraft 2. What I did play is the MAD, damn, I can't remember what were they called. There we go. Well, I need them to recover. So here you can see I've defended my base until I hit the population cap, so we can get straight to the action and finish it and get to the proper analysis that I have been thinking a lot about it.
For the dragon.
Oh.
Yes.
A small lag.
Yes, Lord. Yes. Ready to burn.
Alright. We need to bring some more powder keg cannoneers, because otherwise their defenses will be too much for our samurai. But yeah, know that there will be no second campaign, the expansion Winter of the Wolf, that there will be no example skirmish matches in this case. Armies of Exegol, I will do it in the future. I just needed to change the games because it was already 2 weeks of that game and it was way too long. So basically we'll get to the third campaign of Armies of Exego, the Beasts campaign, now that I've fixed the bug that there was in its menu. But don't worry, we'll address everything in time. We need some powder keg cannoneers, or keg powder cannoneers, however they are called. Powder keg. That's right. So, oh, we also need a healer first, actually. Alright, but they have stopped attacking our base. Yeah, at some point, once I realized this. Once I hit 43 population cap, the artificial intelligence simply stopped attacking. They knew that apparently they were wasting their time. I don't know, but so far
I follow the dragon.
I fended off a lot of attacks yesterday. I had to reload sometimes. I'm waiting for them to regenerate some health. You could see it yesterday, gentlemen. If I don't have patience, then I can't fight back those towers' special abilities. That lining, that goddamn lining, that it's impossible to fight against, because it simply deals a high damage area of effect attack that you could see it. It dropped my samurai from 50 to 36, and then it's simply a loss for me. So first it will be control group 3. So let's see, begin healing.
Yes.
There we go. How many bases could they have? 3, mostly. One more here, and then a big one over here, I assume. It's the final level after all. There we go.
Lead the way.
I honestly didn't expect the game to be
Yes.
so long, the final levels. It took me 2 streams for one level, which wasn't the previous one, due to the fact that it had such a difficulty spike that it was difficult to you know, to try and adapt it. It was even worse because I didn't have access to the best units in the game. So
Lead the way.
let's make sure at least all of them are healed. They're at full health.
Yes.
I've also noticed that the units actually, they even have the meditation, which increases the natural healing rate, but I don't know, sometimes they don't heal.
I follow.
There are some things about this game that I don't understand.
Yes. Moving.
Even after playing it exhaustively, which is the bad part of it, the terrible flaw, the terrible mistake that it did. Let's go for the powder keg cannoneer. We need more siege units. Oh wait. Wait, hang on a second. There we go. Let's increase the game speed. They are not going to attack. Anyway.
I follow.
There we go. 1,
Lead the way.
2,
Moving.
3. See that I'm being forced to change the game speed
Lead the way.
dynamically according to the situation.
Yes. I follow.
When I'm producing units, I increase the game speed to maximum, and when I have to do the siege, the fighting, I am being forced to lower it because
Yes.
I can't understand anything at all.
I follow.
Also, the combat is not enjoyable. The animations are impossible to enjoy at all. So there's that. All right.
Moving.
I know.
Yes.
This is the boring part, and I didn't skip it. Well,
Okay.
I would have had to skip the siege. Oh, look at that, look at that. There we go. Well, 2 warlocks isn't much of a threat. So, let's bring these guys over here. Oh, look at that. See, the combat is not enjoyable at all. At least for me. Contrary to what happens with StarCraft 2, for example, I love playing StarCraft 2 at the highest speed, but maybe I am biased because I've been playing that game for years, even if I don't remember the name of the suicide circling mutation. I remember it, Divanelings, I think they were Divanelings. I think they were Divanelings. Well.
Lead the way.
Alright. Let's lower the game speed. Let's attack. Let's attack once and for all. Then you have to save, because if not, the game speed doesn't adjust. There we go. It does that small lag when it adjusts the speed, so let's go.
Of course.
Oh, that's slow. They adapt to the slowest unit, which in this case is the powder keg cannoneer. Oh, I have another one here. He'll be of much use. Let's put him to good use.
Focused and steady.
You will be over here, and you will be over here. Oh wait, I can't get through here. Oh, right. So I need to get through that small. Yeah, alright, let's knock at their door. And let's go for the young blade. Oh boy, that's a lot of warlocks. No. Now, let's go for it. Let's run. Come on, let's. Well, just because a few of you can't run doesn't mean the rest of you will not. Let's go. Alright, we have 5 powder keg cannoneers. That should be more than enough. Well, these guys should rest, so let's send them over here. See what I mean when I say difficulty spikes? For example, here there are no defensive structures. Oh damn. Well, there's one here. Oh. Let's activate the indirect fire. Come on. There. Damn, there's the lightning. Need to be careful. Come on.
I'm burning.
The units are not obeying, as always. The pathfinding is not the best in the world, but I mentioned, see, when did I send people over there? So yeah, this is what I've been complaining about. There we go. Why is this guy here suiciding? And then all of these mistakes, I have to pay them greatly. Have to pay dearly for them.
Sizzling. I'm burning. Okay.
Alright, let's get to the north and get out of the range of those.
Going. Fire me up. I'm smoking.
Of those defense. Well, there's another one over there. Remember that since there's no stand ground stance, I can't order them to stop attacking and stop depleting their stamina bar. Another mistake that I mentioned. And so they must continue attacking like that without any kind of energy. Well, and there's a wipe that I mentioned. So you need to do a lot of babysitting to the units, and that's plain and simple sad. So I have to group these guys over here and these guys over here, because the siege units are so slow that they are plain and simple impossible to group with other units. Which I know is something that, for example, Age of Empires 2 adopted, but is the relation between the speed, it's, in this case, it's totally horrible. So, I'm being forced to send them to the north, so I make sure that they don't attack the south. As easy as that, gentlemen. Here, I have to babysit the units. I have to babysit the units, telling them to attack there, then there, then there. And then the samurai, I have to make sure that they don't go to the south, because they could simply spread and not control themselves and simply attack and waste all of my precious resources, because I need to use them to protect the siege units. Well, there goes my healer. I don't know why the powder keg cannoneers aren't attacking. See how they spread. There we go. The lightning was what happened. Well, let's make sure these guys come over here. They are probably being attacked. They don't realize. And once I clear the whole area, I leave them to rest, because there's no stand ground stance. They simply spread and attack. Since the developers took the time to create the stamina system, they should have also created a stance ground, a stance panels that I've mentioned. So once they deplete their stamina bar, you can make sure that they will not another tower. Alright, it already released the lightning, so... So I need to actually babysit the units instead of enjoying the siege. So, there's that. I must... Oh, damn. I only produce more powder cannon units.
I'm moving. Okay. Arms crushed down.
See that guy. It all would be
The servant obeys.
easily fixed. Well, that's a patrol. They are not trying to rebuild, I assume. And they can't get through the defenses. Also, I'm already producing more samurai, so... Yeah. Basically, we'll have to...
Lord, yes.
So you have to wait, so the samurai can regenerate their health and their stamina. And then you attack again. And repeat and repeat and repeat. That's why I've told you that the gameplay is flawed. Consider that this is a cult classic game. A lot of people qualified it, I told you, with a 9 out of 10 on Steam, with
We will prevail.
5 stars on Steam, but I'm sorry, the Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring fixed most of this game's problems. So yeah, the one I fully recommend, it's the Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring, instead of this one. It has the command to press the A button and then right click so you can attack an area. It has better pathfinding, better artificial intelligence. So I fully recommend the Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring. Plus it has the license of a well-known franchise. So let's save just in case, because I'm quite pleased with the siege that we just did.
Of course. Ongoing. Iron burning.
Come on, run. And here there was a tower, right. There it is. See that guy. That guy, I don't know what he's thinking. That he went... Let's go all out, let's go for the Young Blade. That exponentially increases the damage. And I need to make sure I target any tower. See, there. From 40 to 38. You would think that's reasonable. No, it's not. Consider the samurai is the best unit in the game. Consider that. And I need to take care of the defensive structures. I'm more worried about the defensive structures than the enemy units. Well, look at that. See, they go stink. Oh well. Fortunately, the other guys. Sometimes they freeze. Sometimes they stop attacking. I don't know why. We'll never know why. So there's that. But in order to criticize the game, in order to get to the final analysis, first we play it to the end. Till the end. They have one more structure over here, so they probably have a third base. What's here? What? Why is the map showing a unit? Oh, there's more of them. Alright, so there's more of them.
As you command, they shall die.
So we are at 29 samurai currently. Anyway, we are producing more of them, so... Alright, stop here. Alright. We are left with 29 samurai. Let's increase the game speed then. See what I'm being forced to do? I'm being forced to increase and then decrease the game speed continuously, permanently. So constantly. So
Yes, Lord. For the dragon. Yes, Master. For the dragon.
I don't know why it's showing.
For the dragon, the servant obeys. For the dragon.
Why it shows a purple dot on the map? Well,
Yes, Lord.
and that's that.
Yes.
So they are coming from here then. We'll establish a patrol over there. So we make sure that we have no more water. So
Yes.
at least now we can harvest
I follow the dragon.
peacefully without any interruptions.
For the dragon.
The units get baited again. Where's that samurai? There it is. There he is. Sorry. Come on, run. There we go.
Servant obeys.
Now let's see. Let's save just in case. And see if we can
For the dragon.
get to that base.
Yes.
See if they have another base
Yes,
here.
Lord.
I don't think they have.
For the dragon.
Oh yeah, they now.
Yes.
Alright, no, they don't have a base up, but they are coming from that direction. Alright, they could also be coming from here, so... Right.
The servant obeys.
I'm sure they have a third base, so let's decrease the game speed. There we go. Save, because if not, the game doesn't detect the change in game speed. So, there we go.
Yes, Master.
And there's the first tower. Look at what's going to happen. Well, this time the base didn't attack, I guess. I'm not sure why. Come on, attack the... There it goes. From 30 to 20. From 30 to 20. And now I am unable to proceed and destroy their base. It's quite sad that they made those defensive towers so OP, and consider that the Yang Blade exponentially increases the damage according to the amount of Yang that I have, and I have 10 Yang, so you can imagine how fucked up, how unbalanced those defensive structures are. You need to destroy them before they even attack your units. You can see that over there they went right past the enemy. Don't ask me why. And there we go. Now we can begin destroying their base, I guess.
The servant obeys.
But in this shape, I don't think we'll be able to break through their defenses. Unless they have no more defenses, but I don't think so. So it's sad that the game had to use these so many defensive structures to artificially make the campaign scenarios more difficult. Let's send this guy over here.
As you command.
So it's like a slow siege. It's like a slow, perpetual siege. That's what you feel while playing the campaign scenarios. That you are in a continuous, perpetual siege. I don't know why that guy doesn't move. There we go. That guy doesn't attack, I don't know why, precisely. There we go. Alright, they are trying to create some troops over there. There we go. There they have some units. But see how pitiful is the siege in this game. How I ended up with those guys because of it took me a lot of time. I spent 2 hours after I finished the stream playing the game. There, so a lot of time to produce these units, and I've lost them due to what? 4 defensive structures, 5 defensive structures. They are extremely OP. And there they are. Another samurai dead. I know. It's see. Apart from that, notice the rate of fire that the defensive structure has without using any ability. Notice the rate of fire. It's brutal. It's brutal, to say the least. That is.
I follow the dragon.
Alright, so that guy got baited. And they still have that defensive structure. And I'm sure they have more over here. One final base over here. But pretty much we've cleansed the whole map. They are no longer a threat. So bear with me, gentlemen. We'll increase the speed and go for the final assault. But as you could see, a game in which you are forced to change the game speed during gameplay because of the fact that the unit production is so slow, because you have to produce the peasants, then turn them into soldiers, and all of that. It's simply a flaw in game design. And I'm not an expert, but I played a lot of real-time strategy games just so I could analyze all of these things. And it's also the genre that I love so much, because I grew up playing this, not this one, but games like this one. See that they are being baited. Sorry, they are being baited so easily. There we go. Playing at the higher. Well, I don't know what that means. I don't know if I'm going to face what exactly, but I know that base is going to be difficult to destroy. Well, why are there guys coming from that direction? Don't tell me they rebuild the base. One thing I will praise though is the dynamic weather. That's impressive for 2001. So did they rebuild something here or not? No, I don't think so. No, no. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. No, no, no. There's nothing. They didn't rebuild anything. Well, I'll send my guys just in case that madman comes after us. So this is the way I played yesterday. Like this. I just saved the siege for today, gentlemen. So I hope we can finish it today. If we finish it today, I'll prepare the surprise game that I have for you, which is modern. It's far more modern. Tomorrow. It will compensate for the 3 hours of yesterday, the 3 hours of the other day on Monday. Oh, looks like I killed the hero unit. What's this?
Their time is over.
Oh, surprise!
What are you? I am the Nightfall. I am the Dark. You and your kind died centuries ago. Terran killed you. I am always here. Forget the ore. Become the dragon.
What's the meaning of this? What? They rebuild their base for free? Look at that. They rebuilt their base for free? The one on the island that is next to mine. What's the meaning of that? The Horde, the Dragon's Clan, legendary foe, still lives and comes to infest our land. If we survive their attacks long enough, it should draw out their leader, this Night Ball. Killing that monster is our goal. Yeah, so? So what? What the fuck? What the fuck? What are all those buildings? I destroyed all of these buildings.
As you command.
Well, I don't... Wait! Wait!
The servant obeys.
What's the meaning of this? Wait. No, time out. 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 Please don't use that stupid lightning. Don't give him time. Well, he used one. Yeah, they rebuilt their base, apparently. I don't remember this plateau looking like this. I could be wrong though. Well, now their base is revealed to us, so let's use that to our advantage. What's that? Well, there we go. I will get to the hero unit in a second. Well, what happened here? Apparently, the game realized that it was wrong to continue throwing 1v1s at me. Stay back. So, we have our hero unit back. He was dead. And I don't know why we are being... No, don't engage that tower yet. Don't engage that tower yet. Where are the samurai? What are those? Ah, Hardling or something like that. I don't know what's that. Yeah, those big bad black imps with claws. Now, well, apparently something changed and my mission changed. The goal changed, that's for sure. What? No tower here? Damn, one lightning. No. We need to destroy it before it launches. Yeah, a second lightning. Nice. So it's 2 lightnings to kill all of my units, basically. Now, our hero unit, what's his purpose in all of this? Let's reduce the speed if you agree, gentlemen. Because if not, we will not enjoy this last storyline. This last part of the storyline. Apparently he'll either turn into a dragon, I don't know. I don't know what he's planning to do. What are those? Hordling. Alright, what's the meaning of this? I couldn't access this. Oh yeah, you can access this.
Yes.
I have... Well, let's clean it. Let's clean this section with our hero unit then. What's that? Alright, the samurai dealt with it.
Over there.
Ooh, at least we get to see some... We get to listen to some epic soundtrack.
Yes.
Well, I hope that glowing orange aura means that our hero unit gets some... Yeah, they are pretty much ignoring my guy.
Forward.
I hope that, as I've told you, that glowing orange aura means that...
Agreed.
Well, what's the meaning of this? The towers are disappearing.
Over there.
What's this? Right. This is weird.
I move.
Okay, so if there are no more
Over there.
enemy structures over here, you can join up with the samurai then. So let's see here. There we have some towers, of course, as always. And we need to clean the place. We need to sweep it and get rid of them. We'll attack from the north or the south. Maybe we can first attack from the south, then the north. Let's see, they have... Yeah, I think the south is more vulnerable because here they have 2 towers attacking at the same time. They could use a double lightning. attack.
Yes.
So, let's assemble a big army. Let's assemble a big army and finish him off. Well, evidently we have an excess, a surplus of peasants. We'll turn them into samurai. There we go, control group 1. And I hope Genji actually
Agreed.
turns the battle in our favor. At least, so I don't have to worry about losing much more samurai. Oh, there we have 3, actually.
Yes.
So we'll send them straight to the front lines. There we go.
Moving.
There we go. So we'll send them, the samurai, straight to the front line. And we'll go for the final push. They should be quite fast at the highest speed. We need a healer as well. Oh, they killed my samurai. Oh, look at that.
Over there. Yes.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second, gentlemen. I need to check if the stream is working properly. Let me see. Hang on a second. Yeah, it's working properly. It's indeed working properly. Indeed. There we go. Yeah, it's working properly. Yeah, since I use the performance mode so I can get the best FPS count, I couldn't see it. There we go.
For the dragon.
What's that? Oh, they teleport. Well, I couldn't care less what they do. They can't get... Oh. Right. Uh-huh. Let's attack their base. Let's attack their base. What the fuck happened?
Over there.
Come on.
Blood and honor.
Let's attack their base. What? What's going on? What? What's the meaning of this?
Agreed.
What? What happened to their base?
Yes. Over there.
There's no enemy base.
Forward. Agreed.
Right. There's no enemy base. It disappeared.
Over there.
Huh. I am a bit confused here, gentlemen. The Horde, the legendary Dragon's Clan foe, still lives and comes to infest our land. If we survive their attacks long enough, it should draw out their leader, this Nightball. Oh. It was far simpler than I had thought.
Over there.
It was far simpler. So I remember he spawned over here. More or less, could it be?
Yes. I move. Agreed.
So they are hiding. Or something like that. What the fuck is this shit? So
Over
strange.
there.
So we need to wait for this guy to appear so we can kill him.
Yes. I move.
So let me get this straight. Let me get this right. Their base disappeared, and we just have to hunt one specific guy that I unfortunately didn't pay attention where on the map he appeared. Oh, there. There, kill that guy. I guess I won.
All hail the dragon! The darkness will always be out there, trying to make us afraid. But we'll hide no longer. We face the future, a united land. I am Kenji, Lord of the Dragon Clan. It's time to make the shadows afraid.
Alright, gentlemen. There it is, there it is. Unfortunately, I've noticed a lot of plot holes. A lot of plot holes. We don't know what Kenji did differently to his father to actually banish the shadows. I also tend to think that this game was unfortunately rushed because of this ending. I can't imagine how could anyone ever expect that this was a properly cohesively developed storyline. I hope I don't get a copyright strike because of this music. So, yeah. You get the picture. You get the picture, gentlemen. So we'll proceed to the final analysis. We'll get straight to the final analysis. Fortunately. Oh well, at least I promised and I delivered when I said that I would have the ending at once. You can tell that Liquid Entertainment put a lot of effort in this game, especially being developed in 2001. But as I told you, the critical flaw, it's the critical flaw. It's the lack of objective variety for the campaign. And that isn't a slight flaw, it's a critical flaw. So, alright. Well, that's enough. That's it, gentlemen. As you can see here, if you choose new game, you can choose Greyback's Journey, but this was the main campaign, the most important. I assume the Greyback Journey, it's Winter of the Wolf. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe this is a second campaign and then you get the expansion. But the important thing, gentlemen, it's that we get to the final analysis without further ado. So, let's close this and proceed to the final analysis after a week and exactly half for Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf. I've been watching a lot of reviews on Steam, what they think about it, what are their arguments. So today I'll bring you my personal final analysis for Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf after this long week. So gentlemen, get ready, it will be fairly long for an analysis. So let's head into the first category of the analysis, the gameplay system. Quite possibly, the gameplay system is the most refreshing, innovative, new idea that Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf brings to the RTS genre. The fact that you have to select a worker unit, then turn it into a basic melee unit or a basic ranged unit, the spearman and the archer, and then in turn those into dragon warriors by sending the archer to the dojo or the spearman to the shooting gallery. It's a genius, a perfect, incredible, refreshing idea. However, the critical flaw of this gameplay system, from my perspective, from my viewpoint, this is completely personal, but it's my critical view for the game, my critical take on the game. The fact that you have to wait so much time for the worker unit to be produced is the critical flaw for the game. Why? Because it ruins not only APM, not only it prevents you from surging the enemy, from overwhelming them, but it creates a rupture, a terrible pace for the game that completely ruins the experience. You create a whole army, a great big army, you send them to your enemy, and then you have to wait so much time, and trust me, this is not an exaggeration, it's so much time that the game turns into a boring mess. So, an extremely refreshing idea, but poorly executed. If only Liquid Entertainment had decreased the amount of time that you need to create them. There's a bot. Don't worry, God damn it. Well, I'll ban the bot later, gentlemen. Sorry for that. I don't know why there are these stupid bots bothering me. As I was saying, let's not lose focus. If only Liquid Entertainment had decreased the amount of time required to create the peasants, the worker units, the game would have had a much better pace from my viewpoint. The good part of this, the bright side, is that the gameplay will never suffer from surging, it will never suffer from overwhelming the enemy right at the beginning of a skirmish match, of an online match, of whatever you may imagine. The Zerglings, the classic tactics of using a bunch of weak units right at the beginning of the game and attacking your enemy. But sadly, that is the foundation and the paragon of the real-time strategy genre, and it has proven that it's effective. Again, the fact that you have to wait so much time to produce an army, even at the highest game speed, you could see that I had to consequently dynamically change according to the situation I was in during the different missions of the campaign to increase and decrease the game speed. And if you are forced to do that because of the lack of pace, because of the flawed gameplay mechanics, it's useless to have such a degree of innovation, such a degree of refreshing new ideas for the real-time strategy genre. If then you are going to ruin them, forcing the player to wait so much for your basic worker unit to be produced. And remember, always remember, you need that worker unit to create any troop in the game. The samurai, the archer, melee units such as the spearman, archers, ranged units, siege units, which is something I'll refer to in a moment. So, refreshing idea, poorly executed, in my opinion. I wanted to highlight that the game is a cult classic, as you could see that I've been mentioning. It has 9 out of 10 stars and 5 stars on Steam and the 9 out of 10 qualification. I can... I'll reveal the qualification after I've covered all of the categories for the analysis. So, the siege units. Let's get to the siege units. The keg powder cannoneer is the most effective siege units. The other unit, which is turning the spearman into a chemist, I think it was called, which was an extremely weak unit. They are quite useless. Not because they are terrible by themselves, but because of the fact that the defensive structures in this game are extremely OP, and I can see why they limited the creation of them to 2 or 3. 3 if you have a certain amount of technology available to your civilization while in gameplay, or even 4, but no more than those. Even so, during the campaign, you could see it, and I am quite sure that I had to destroy far more than 4 defensive structures, which also have special abilities that completely annihilate half of your best geared and absolutely the best units and the best with the best gear, with the best improvements. They get all of them get obliterated in a second. Half of your army, maybe, if they are all together and they are trying to destroy that defensive structure. So the defensive structures are another critical flaw. Not the worst critical flaw of the game. I have one which is worse. But the second worst critical flaw. So, defensive structures can wipe out half of your army in a second. They can use abilities. The Lightning, especially for the evil faction, it's extremely OP. And I can't imagine how the siege units could be useful when they can't even get in range for their attack without being attacked by the defensive structure. So, I think it's essential that the siege units have a better range than that of the defensive structure, because if not, you are creating a terrible gameplay balance issue. When the defensive structure can kill half of your army in a second and also has the range to destroy your siege units, it's extremely OP and it's terrible for the balance of the game. I can only imagine a multiplayer match of this in which somebody creates 5 defensive structures all at the same location. The match could last for 3 hours without exaggerating. If on top of that you add the fact that the game is slow by itself, it's terrible. Alright, another thing about the gameplay category of the analysis. There are control groups, but there aren't hotkeys for the abilities of the units, and in this game it's essential to use the abilities of your units. So something which is essential doesn't have the appropriate function implemented, and you could argue that it's a game from 2001, but then again, the game was re-released on 2019. This version was from 2019. It's the Zen edition from Steam. I don't know why it's still on early access, but I don't know why they didn't add that, because it's extremely easy. They simply have to add a hotkey function to the gameplay and it would have been so much better. Talking about things that would have made the game much better, the game lacked a panel containing the different classic stances for the unit: hold ground, aggressive, defensive, patrol, all of those excellent options that made Age of Empires 2, a game from 1999, so excellent, and the current member of the diarchy of the real-time strategy genre alongside the StarCraft 2. And you could argue Warcraft 3 for that matter. But let's get to Battlegrounds Winter of the Wolf. So, with all of that covered, the gameplay category of the analysis, it's done. I didn't get to experience the second faction, the evil faction, or whatever it is. I didn't play skirmish matches, something which I usually do, but the truth is that the game, sorry, but it didn't encourage me to do so. It has proven to be poorly implemented, and I'll explain why I will not play the second campaign as well as the skirmish matches, and why the game doesn't encourage me to do so. Because of the... I'll not get to the technical, we'll get to the level design category of the analysis first, then we'll get to the technical. I think it's more important, especially in this case, because the level design is the worst critical flaw that I could spot in this game, gentlemen. You could listen to it, I know you watched it, you can watch it, actually, I'll upload the VODs at once. The game has zero objective variety in its campaign. Zero. Only 2 out of the... what could have been 15 missions, 13 missions, only 2 weren't 1 versus 1, 1 versus 2, or a 1 versus 3 skirmish matches. So, this is plain and simple lazy development. The campaign reminds me of Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign, in which the one from 2005, in which you only play scenarios, skirmishes against the artificial intelligence. But in that game, even in that game, which was an online arena shooter, there was more objective variety than here. Here there's zero objective variety. You could play different skirmish matches with different maps, add some miserable cutscenes, and call it a campaign according to this game, because that's all it did, and that's a critical flaw that I simply cannot ignore. I have to address it. A critical flaw in game design, in the level design of the game. Zero objective variety. Zero. All of them are 1 versus 1, 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3. No variety at all. So, I can't recommend this game for anyone out there who enjoys a good real-time strategy offline campaign. Also, I can't recommend the game to anyone who likes fast gameplay, such as myself. If you liked StarCraft 2, if you liked even Warcraft 3, this game has a lot of mistakes, but they aren't slight, they are critical. The lack of objective variety, so you have a boring campaign, and then the slow-paced gameplay. That's why I suggested, and I still suggest, to increase the game speed slider to the maximum while playing this game, because most of the time you will be defending your base against enemy waves after enemy wave after enemy wave after enemy wave after enemy wave. You'll be defending your base against enemy waves. So then, after 1 hour, 2 hours, you can simply retaliate and destroy them. Maybe you lose all of your units due to these OP defensive structures that I mentioned, or maybe not, and you are victorious. I played the game on hardest difficulty, and I changed the game speed as I mentioned. So, the gameplay is flawed, the level design is flawed, and we'll get to the technical analysis, the technical category for the analysis. Regarding that, the game plays at 60 FPS. That's the least they could do, considering that the game was re-released with this Zen edition on 2019. But the game runs at 60 frames per second, if that's an issue for you. Maximum resolution of 1080p. 1080p, you can select 1440p, you can select 4K, in case that's something that you care about. And the animations are polished, and they are literally the best part of the graphical aspect. The kung fu moves will resemble, or they resemble, to the classic 80s and 90s kung fu movies. They are extremely polished. They put a lot of attention to that. I will not complain about them. The animations of this game are excellent for 2001. It has dynamic weather. It has a lot of special effects, but I will focus on the movement of the units. Is excellent. The way they fight, the movements are extremely natural. Alright. So let's get to the grandeur category of the analysis. Technical, there's no much to add. The game is extremely good for 2001. The Zen edition, I don't know why it says early access. The game is finished. The game is from 2001, so there's not much that they can improve, I guess, regarding the technical category. Grandeur. The story has plot holes. I don't know if you noticed, we experienced the ending. And it was quite weak. It has a lot of plot holes. We still don't know why Kenji's father actually was considered a bad person, why he was considered a villain in the story. He was right at the beginning of the game. He appeared right at the beginning of the game. We still don't know what the orb was for, actually. At least I couldn't understand it, because it was simply stolen and given to that bad guy at the end of the final mission. But apparently the bad guy was disguised as a ninja, and he already had the power. The dragon, remember, said several times that the orb doesn't matter, it's the intention. I honestly couldn't understand the plot holes that the game had, so I can't award points for the grandeur. The sound, although the sound was excellent, I will say that. It has nice soundtrack, although a bit repetitive, but the soundtrack was good. it could have been better. Yes, they could have included that credits song during the gameplay, for example, but mostly it adapts to the Eastern atmosphere ambience that the game is going for. So the grandeur was also weak. I'm sorry. And the innovation category for the analysis. That's the... I need some water. Give me a second. There we go. The innovation category for the analysis is the strongest part of the game. As I've told you, the fact that you have to turn your your worker units into melee units, ranged units, and then in turn turn them into dragon warriors, and then improve them into samurai, turn them into samurai. It's something that I think no other game had done before this one. I could be wrong, but I don't think any real-time strategy game has ever done, especially not during the early 2000s, certainly not in 2001. So if you're looking for something for a different gameplay system, the game definitely has it, and go for it. So overall, first of all, I will say overall as a conclusion that this game, if I had to define it in one concept, is rough around the edges. The game is rough around the edges. It's unpolished when compared to The Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring, and that is evident. And I know, I assume, but I deduce that Liquid Entertainment knew it. Liquid Entertainment knew it, and that's why they fixed all of the mistakes that this game did in The Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring, which is the game that I fully recommend to you all, which is much more. It includes the stances, it includes the stances, it balanced the defensive structures properly, it improves the amount of time required to create the worker units. They are not created automatically. It's a far more classic but consistent approach to the RTS genre. This game was the original pure idea that Liquid Entertainment had when they tried to create a new real-time strategy. The Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring, evidently it's the polished, although more classic, more Warcraft 3-like product. It's much more like Warcraft 3. But as I told you, I am sure Liquid Entertainment knew that they made a lot of mistakes with this title, with this game. Even so, the game is considered a cult classic. As I've told you, a lot of people love it on Steam. So there's that. Me personally, I'll have to recommend you The Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring. You could see that I played through all of the campaign, you could watch it, and I have deeply analyzed it for a week. So, overall, I'll award Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf SC. qualification from F to S, SC. Why? Because, as I told you, it's rough around the edges, and I think that it simply doesn't adapt to modern times. It doesn't adapt to modern real-time strategy gameplay rules. It doesn't have the classic Age of Empires and Warcraft 3 gameplay that a lot of other games that aren't those two indirectly adopt, because they know it's a proven formula. It's good to explore new ideas, and I certainly praise the idea of automatically creating your workers and then turn them into military units. But if you are going to go for such a risky idea, I suggest, well, Liquid Entertainment doesn't exist anymore. I'm simply pointing out the flaws, the technical mistakes that I consider. They should have increased the production time. They should have made it faster, and they should have improved the pathfinding a bit. Also, I forgot the fact that a lot of your units get baited by one, and then they chase and they chase and they chase because you can't select any other stance. I would have included hotkeys, macros for the special abilities. Maybe not in 2001, but since this is the Zen edition from 2019, I would have included that. Hotkeys for the abilities, which are extremely important in this game. You have to use them, so it's an important part of the gameplay. And the balance issue with the defensive structures, it's terrible. It's yet another critical flaw, that's for sure. So, overall, I'll award Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf SC. When I awarded the Lord of the Rings War of the Ring EV. And Armies of Exego an A-. So, there you have it. I also awarded Lords of EverQuest SC. Due to a lot of the same reasons. So, there you have it, gentlemen. Overall, SC, you could see it, I played it. Also, the fact that during the initial levels of the campaign, the game doesn't allow you to access the samurai, the more advanced units, also harms the gameplay a lot, because, as I've told you, it's difficult to breach the enemy's defenses because of the fact that the defensive structures are OP, and overall you could see it. I need to be fair with the Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring, Armies of Exego, and this game is objectively worse. So, it's obvious that Liquid Entertainment ironed out, polished all of their mistakes with the Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring. The last game of this trilogy, the only 3 games that Liquid Entertainment made for the real-time strategy genre, is Dungeons and Dragons Dragonshard from 2005, which in the future, it will not be the next game we play. In the future, we will explore. But as I've told you, today we'll end the stream earlier, since we finished this game. We need to internally analyze it, to have closure with the game. I think that's extremely important for the analysis. So, for today, It's been a pleasure, gentlemen. This was Battle Realms Winter of the Wolf, and be sure to stay tuned because tomorrow I'll bring you that surprise, extremely forgotten, the best forgotten real-time strategy game that I consider. The best underrated hidden gem of the RTS genre. It's quite modern, so we won't have those problems. It's gorgeous graphically, and you will see that since I also care about the reputation, the image of the real-time strategy genre, I thought it would be essential to showcase the best of the forgotten gems. So, bottom line, conclusion, I love that developers take risks for the real-time strategy genre, but they need to make sure that they polish the mistakes. And even so, they had a second opportunity in 2019 when they released the Zen edition of the game. They had an opportunity, and it was clearly wasted. Simply by adding macros, hotkeys, if you want to call them like that, hotkeys for the abilities of the units, and a panel with different stances. I can understand that coding that into the artificial intelligence on the CPU can be a bit harder, but that's no excuse. And of course, the two critical flaws. Remember, gentlemen, unbalanced defensive structures, as well as the lack of objective variety for the missions of the campaign. Alright, gentlemen. Again, in case some of you couldn't watch it, again, thanks to Kchig98, thanks to Carl Martin 1, thanks to EVL 20008, and thanks to Juden. The four of you encouraged me to continue with this real-time strategy showcase, to believe that the genre deserved better and that we should be aiming for a resurgence, a revival of this genre. Or at least that and that will be impossible if newer generations don't get to know it. And it will be sad that we'll have yet another dead genre for all of us. Another dead genre. So, gentlemen, thanks to the four of you. I extremely appreciate your follows every day when I stream. So, thanks for watching, gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed the analysis, and remember, this is the way to understand gaming, the gaming industry, to analyze, to think, to encourage exploration of new genres, to encourage exploration of new horizons, new gameplay mechanics, new level design choices. Even if they fail, this is the only way in which we will be able to improve and create a better experience for the developers and us as their target audience. Well, gentlemen, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the analysis. I'll upload it to YouTube for all of you. And take care. And I'll get to ban that miserable bot once we are done. Thanks for watching, gentlemen, and see you next time. Remember that we have that small delay, so you'll have to wait a bit over here. Alright, thanks for watching, gentlemen. See you around.